Hi everyone, my name is Heather and I'm the person behind Happy Puppy Truffles. Today I wanted to share with you guys a kind of unique twist on traditional origami to make your own Christmas tree with a nice little snow cap to it. But this is actually using the traditional origami for a bellflower. So all you do is turn it over and do certain different levels of the same flower and stack them on top of each other to create any size tree that you like. And you can kind of have fun with it and have it be more of a round effect. You can sharpen up the edges a little bit and make it more geometric in shape. If you want, you can have these sides line up, or you can have them be off from each other a little bit too. It depends on how you like things to look. Just some fun, different variations of what you can do with this. It really is up to you guys of how you want to play around with it. So I'm going to show you guys really quick as a reminder how to fold a bellflower and then how to, of course, piece these all together. What I've done here is the base is actually made out of 18.5 by 18.5 centimeters. And then my top piece of paper is made out of a 15 by 15 piece of paper just cut into fourth. So, the white section, the white peak of my tree is meant to be less than the rest of the tree when we're all done. So let me go ahead and show you guys really quick as a reminder how to fold this. What we want to do is start off with the color side facing down, and I'm just going to go ahead and fold my paper in half and then fold it in half again. And then when that's done, open it up with the color side facing up and fold it in half into a big triangle. And then do that one more time. And that'll give us the base creases that we need to collapse everything into a square base. So if we look at everything like so and fold it in half and then push in, everything shimmies around until it becomes this nice diamond shape or square, which is why it's called a square base. Now looking at it as a diamond with the open flaps facing towards you, you want to take the top outer edge and roll it towards the center. So I'm just going to fold that in here. And then we can use that to open up, taking this whole thing and standing it up. We can open up this part and smush it down into this nice kite shape. And then you take that flap and return it back to the right side. Now that's one way that you can do a squash fold. And then the other way is to just go for it. You don't need to do the pre-creasing. You can just put it out there and make everything as you go. You just push everything up in the same way, open up the space here, putting pressure on this edge, and then letting these two parts open up, keeping everything kind of still together. Let this lay down so that it lines up in the middle of the creases that you have underneath there. Smooth both of these sides out, making a good crease on both sides, and then returning that to the other side. Either way works great. It's up to you guys of which way you prefer. So flip it over. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. As a reminder, you can first do the pre-fold before you do the squash fold, getting this part over. Then make everything kind of stand up in the middle, open it up. One side will need to be reversed, but it should just lay down nice and easy. And then you can return that flap to the other side. Or the other way is to just go for it, get it standing up, open everything up here, putting pressure on that edge there until this whole area falls down, getting this crease to line up with the center of your work, and then you can smooth out your edges as you go. So whichever way you guys prefer, you get the same results, so it's up to you guys. And then we'll return this flap over here too. Now we should have this nice kite shape when we're done. Now I actually want to look at the side that has the white, so I'm going to fold over once from left to right, flip it, fold from left to right again, and you should now have a section here where things open up. You should have 1, 2, 3, 4 on each of these sides. Now what we're going to do is the same kind of fold as we just did a little bit. We're going to fold over this time, not to do a squash fold, so we actually do need to make this crease. I'm going to fold one side over, and then I'm going to fold the other side over. And then we're going to use these creases to open everything up and squash it down in a bigger way. So we open things up here, lift this flap. We're going to create a crease that goes right to both of these sides where these creases that we just made line up. So you can kind of get it started, put some pressure here on the sides, and then just let everything lay flat so that you can smooth it out into this nice kite shape like so. Take that flap, put it back. And then we're going to go ahead and flip over here to the other side and do the other side over here too. So let me make sure I've got equal sides on both of these. Yeah, there we go. And now I'm just going to go ahead and do this side. So fold over here. And this side too. Open them up, open up. Let it all lay flat as we open this area up here. And then let that go back down too. Turn it back around, and now we're just going to open up to the other side where we haven't done stuff yet. So I've got these guys here. It helps to kind of make sure you've got the same layers on each side because it can get kind of heavy with all these folds. So I've got both 2 here and 2 here. And then I'm just going to start with one of these over here, and then we'll do the other ones. Just fold each of these over. Open everything up. Get this part to open and roll out. Smush it down and then let that flap go back down. And then we open up to that last section we haven't done yet, and we'll do the last set of creases here. Open everything up and do this last section. So flowers are always a great way to practice your folding technique because you're doing the same kinds of fold over and over again, which is a really great way to practice. So if you do a bunch of these, you'll definitely improve your folding for sure. So you should have something then that looks like this when you're done. Now, if you look at it where these points are facing up, I've got it so actually I've got all these loose on one side. What we're going to do is this is the bottom of the flower. And I'm going to open stuff up and basically tuck these long like legs down inside so that they meet up with the point down here inside the flower. So if we just gently open things up a little bit here, and we look at one of these, we've got this peak here, and then the longer portion. And if I open up from there, and I keep all of this point laid flat against the little peak that's behind it, then I can go ahead and take this and fold it down. And basically what we're going to do is create this valley right here as we fold this in. This section lays flat down inside itself, and then that can just go all the way down into the bottom of the flower. So we'll rotate around and do it on the next one. We've got this peak back here, and this taller part, the leg-like that we're going to lay flat. And I'm just going to bring this down, putting a little pressure on it into the flower, and allowing to see this Y, the valley there that we'll see, to push this in all the way down. And we're just going to do that for the remaining 2 sides. There's 4 of these in total. So it should be able to get nice and smoothed out. The last one is a little tighter, so you want to make sure as you get this guy to get it in there as much as you can. And you should get something that looks like this. Now, like I said, this can be something where you can choose to make this sort of more angular, making really sharp points between each of your tree. You can choose to make it more, poofy and circular too. You can have it be something more like this. You can have it be more out, like a 4-sided shape. You can also smooth all of this out until it's almost circular, cone-like, I should say. So it's up to you guys of the kind of feel that you want for it. But if you look at your little tree tower here, then you can just kind of stack them on top of each other. Like I said, you can line them up so that these points line up, or you can have them off by 1 too. That's just up to you guys of which way you prefer to have it. But you can kind of see one effect is like this with it kind of alternating. You can have them going like lined up with each other, and that usually gives you something that looks like this. You can have it tucking into itself a little bit too. If you have everything lined up, you can fold in on stuff. And make it more of a 3-dimensional, sharper kind of image like this too. So it really is up to you guys of which way you want to play with it. It has so many fun options. And you can make huge giant towers of them if you make a lot of them. It can be a lot of fun to do with kids. So definitely something to look at as a fun way to take a familiar traditional origami, play around with it, and you get a whole different new origami to enjoy for the holidays. So, oops, my little snow cap fell off. That is how to make a origami Christmas tree using the traditional flower, bellflower. I'll have some more fun things to share with you guys in the days to come. Thanks again always so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye.